All right, joining us today is a U.S. soldier, a wrestler, and now royalty after recently winning the Northeast Wrestling King of Bethany tournament. Joining us is King Flip, Travis, Flip Gordon. Travis, man, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. Hey, I just want to wish you a happy birthday as well. I'm a December birthday guy as well, so I just want to get that out there. You got a December birthday coming up, so happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You as well.
All right, man. So even though you're currently on the East Coast, you grew up in Kalispell, Montana. What was it like growing up out there? And did you have a lot of shows coming your way out there? Any indie shows or anything like that?
It's way different out there, especially living on the East Coast now. It's almost like two different worlds. I loved it though. I grew up on a 40-acre farm. So we had all kinds of animals. Unfortunately, there was no wrestling out in Montana. No indies, no WWE, nothing.
Wow. So the only way is it pretty much the only way you got into wrestling is by seeing it on TV, kind of?
Seeing it on TV, and then me and my brother would go try it on the trampoline.
Well, there you go. Yeah, we're kind of spoiled over here in the East Coast with it's kind of like the wrestling capital of the world, if you will, with nonstop shows here and there. But I understand you got into amateur wrestling at the age of 12, and you have a background in gymnastics. You're pretty much a perfect storm to be a wrestler, if you will. Can you tell us a little bit about that? A little bit about amateur wrestling growing up?
Yeah, I mean, I remember starting amateur wrestling even before age of 12. I didn't take it like seriously though. I remember doing it here and there. And then I've always just been like a flippy guy. I remember seeing the Olympics on TV one year, and I was like, "Oh, that's really cool. I want to try to do that." And so I was self-taught. So I taught myself how to do back flips, how to do front flips. And when I got into high school, around like 8 or 9 is when I really realized, maybe 10, somewhere around that age group, I really realized like this is what I want to do. I want to be a professional wrestler. Mm-hmm. And so that's when I was like, okay, well, what can I do here in Montana to prepare myself? And that's when I got into amateur wrestling. So I did amateur wrestling all throughout high school, and then I moved to Idaho to go to college, and that's when I really got into gymnastics, and that's where they took my self-taught flips and turned them into, like, controlled.
Sure.
And that's why if you ever see some of my stuff, I'm in full control of my body almost at all times.
Definitely, and also too, I said at the top of the show, you are also you were a U.S. soldier. Can you tell us a little bit about you in the military? Maybe why you joined or where you're stationed and all that.
I enlisted in the United States Army National Guard back in 2012. Me and my best friend, who's I consider my brother, we enlisted together. Went to basic training together. We're in the same unit together until I moved here. I've been in for 4.5 years, and I only have about a year and a half left. I'm currently a combat engineer, but I enlisted as a construction engineer originally. But I love it. I love being able to serve. This country means a lot to me. I can't wait to get out, though, because then it opens up more opportunities for me to wrestle. But as of right now, I'm very lucky and blessed to be able to do both.
Definitely. Now, like we said, you came to the East Coast to pursue your dream. What was it like to pick it all up and move out here and just, follow that dream, really, and just get into wrestling?
Oh, man, it was so hard. Initially, the talk started, like, because of a heartbreak. Mm-hmm. I was like, that's it. I'm finally going to just move cross country and chase this dream. And nobody thought I was really going to do it. It was like, yeah, whatever. You guys will be back together next week, But there was just something in me. I was like, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. I need to stop talking about it, and I need to actually take action. And so I legitimately packed up everything I owned, jumped in my truck, drove to Montana to say bye to all my family, and then drove all the way across the country. It took me 4 days. And the first place I went was the New England Pro Wrestling Academy.
Wow, that's
North Andover, Massachusetts. So.
Wow, yeah. So tell us, how did you find New England Pro Wrestling Academy, and who were you trained by, and how did that all start out with you?
So originally, I wanted to come to the East Coast back in 2010 when I graduated high school. And at that time, it was called the Chaotic Training Center. And I had noticed like the reviews online, and to be honest, I just Googled pro wrestling schools in Boston.
Mm.
And because I have family around here on my dad's side, and I was like, oh, I've always wanted to meet my family out here, get to know them. And so I just Googled it, and this one was at the top of the list, the reviews. I had seen numerous names that have come out of here, and I was like, hey, this is like rated like one of the best wrestling schools in the nation.
Wow.
So when I first got here, the head trainer, whose name is Brian Fury, he wasn't actually here the day I came. And so I talked to another trainer, Amato and Johnny Vegas, and they told me to come back. That was on a Thursday I got here. They told me to come back on Saturday because he would be here. I came back, watched that practice, and I was signed up and started training on the that following Tuesday.
Wow. So what?
I took.
No, I was gonna say, wow. So when you walked in there, though, I mean, you went in there with a lot more, well, in a way, experience than a lot of other guys, especially with the gymnastics and just amateur wrestling. Were they surprised at what you could do?
I think they were. They probably won't admit it to me, but I think they were like, okay, well, let's see what this kid has. But I mean, since I've been here 2 years, I've seen so many people come and go that I thought that had potential, and they just didn't.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I honestly didn't think when I first moved here, I knew I was moving here for wrestling, but I didn't think that I would be wrestling as quick as I did. I didn't think I'd be training right away. Because when I moved here, I didn't even have a job.
Mm-hmm.
I had an interview lined up, but I didn't even have a job.
Mm-hmm.
I had a place to live because I had family, so I knew I had a place to live. But I didn't know how. I didn't even know I was going to start training right away. But when I found out like some of the prices, I was just like, well, this is. After watching the first practice, I was like, I have to do this. I have to. Like, I can't just not do it now.
Yep.
So I took my truck payment money, and I gave it to the pro wrestling school and started training.
Well, it definitely has paid off. I mean, 2016 has been the year for you, I must say. But before we even get into that, I did read that Eddie Guerrero was one of the guys that influenced you growing up. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I loved Eddie. Gosh, he's the one that got me into it. Like just watching like his facials, his smile, the way he just entertained.
Mm-hmm.
He just took it to a whole nother level, and there's nobody that can really compete with him. I mean, people argue that Shawn Michaels is the greatest wrestler of all time, but I argue that Eddie Guerrero is.
Definitely, and you also said too, Mick Foley, right? Has been a big influence on your career too.
Oh yeah, Mick Foley is very, very helpful for anybody that, like, if anybody needs help, he's one of those guys you can just go to and ask. If he's at a shows, he literally watches every single match from the first one to the last one, and he'll give feedback. He's been very supportive of me, and he's just a great guy, and I've actually been a fan of his since I was young as well, and I love the hardcore style because of him, even though I don't do much of hardcore wrestling.
Sure. And now from Mick Foley too, I recently saw too this year on the Taz on his show, he talked about you because of the high praises that Mick Foley gave you on Twitter from a show. How does that make you feel that so early on in your career you're already receiving these high praises from these legends?
It was really shocking at first because Taz didn't hit me up about it. He actually just kind of like
Googled you.
it from the Taz show, not his actual account.
Yep.
So at first I thought it was a rib. Like I called around and I was like, do I acknowledge this? Or like I don't know if this is real or if it's a joke. And I haven't even told Taz this. So like I thought it was a joke at first. I was like, there's no way. And because actually Taz is one of my favorites too. It might be embarrassing to say this, but I named one of my cats after him growing up. But I was like, this guy's a badass.
Yep.
But yeah, it was crazy. Like to hear the things he was saying, because I was only maybe 8 months in at that time.
Sure, yeah.
And to hear the legends put me over and just some of the things they were saying, I was just like, wow, this is incredible. Because like I'm still just learning. I'm still training every 3-4 days a week, you know?
Definitely. Now, I'm curious about this question too, because a lot of things have changed, especially on the main shows, the WWE and whatnot. Since you even started training to even wrestling, guys like let's say James Ellsworth, who has proven that anything can happen in the WWE. Now, for you as a wrestler right now in the Indies, you can go from 1 minute that you're working on the Indies to the next minute WWE wants you on TV. How does it feel as a wrestler knowing that now anything truly can happen from just being seen out there? I mean, a few years ago this wasn't happening at all. I mean, you had to go through their system, get called up, and now they're kind of rewriting the book a little bit, and anybody and everybody is pretty much free to use. How does that make you feel though as a wrestler? That hey, it doesn't matter where you're working. I mean, anything could be, you could be called up any minute, right?
Yeah, wrestling is amazing right now. We're in such a good time. It's almost like a baby boom for wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Because so many guys are getting called up, which means there's so many top spots in bigger promotions like Ring of Honor, TNA that need to be filled, which means all the medium need to be filled. So it's just like there's so many opportunities open up for everybody. And it's just right place, right time, just like James Ellsworth. And that goes for any job or anything in your life.
Mm-hmm.
It's just right place, right time. And you just have to be ready. If you're not ready, then you're.
Yep. Definitely.
You're screwed.
Yep. Like I was saying too earlier, 2016 has pretty much been the year for you over here in Northeast Wrestling. You faced guys like Jushin Thunder Liger, Cody Rhodes. I've come to know you from seeing you at the Northeast Wrestling events. How has your time been with Northeast Wrestling? How has that been for you this year too? I mean, just from your point of view.
It's been amazing, and honestly, the Bethany crowd, any crowd we go to with Northeast Wrestling, I always have the funnest time there. It's my favorite promotion to work for. The locker room is like a family. Like every show, it's like a family reunion. Every single show, with the fans, with the staff, with the wrestlers, with the refs, everybody. It's like a family gathering, and it's just the atmosphere is just so it's amazing. I love it.
Well,
Absolutely love it.
Well, like I said earlier too, you've just became the King of Bethany. But even like I said too, like facing Jushin Thunder Liger or Cody Rhodes recently as well. I mean, did you think within a year or so you'd be facing these guys and main eventing the shows?
Oh, heck no. Honestly, like I said, when I first moved here, I didn't even think I'd be training. So I've lived in New England now for 2 years, and if you would have told me 2 years ago I would have wrestled Jushin Thunder Liger, who's a legend, who's invented some of the moves I do before I was even born, and then to wrestle somebody who was on TV at the time, like Cody Rhodes, I would have told you you're crazy,
Definitely.
I honestly, when I moved here, I didn't know how. I knew there was a wrestling school. I didn't know how the indies worked. I didn't know how popular the indies were. I figured I'd move here, start training, and hopefully pay for a tryout for an opportunity. I didn't know wrestling was the way it is over here,
Definitely.
But I've been very blessed, very lucky, and I just got to keep working hard. And anybody that works hard, the sky's the limit,
Definitely. Now, speaking of Northeast Wrestling, December 10th, you will be facing Bobby Ocean at NEW's The Best Around Comes to Town. For anybody who has never seen you live, what could they expect?
Oh, gosh. Now that I'm the King of Bethany, I don't even know. That means I make my own rules, right? 'Cause I'm the king.
That's right, yeah.
Every match has to have a flip in it. No. I just like to go out there and have fun, to be honest. I'm an entertainer. I've always been like the center of attention. Like if there's a crowd, I have to be the center of attention. And that's what I love wrestling so much, because when I'm in the ring, I'm in the center. I'm the attention. And so I guarantee you, anybody that comes out to Northeast Wrestling, you're going to get your money's worth. Not just from me, but from the whole roster. It's always a fun time. It's always a fun show. And it's one of the best shows around. And that's why it has the name it has on December 10th.
And even some of one of the best crowds I've seen for wrestling in the area. I mean, granted, Bethany isn't a big stadium or whatnot, but those fans, man, they sure love wrestling, and it's just fun to be a part of that with those fans there. How does that make you feel when you're in the ring? Because you're going out there, you're not sitting in front of 10,000 people or whatnot, but still, the energy from that crowd makes it feel like a big stadium sometimes.
It really does. I mean, sometimes I like the Bethany crowd more than I like the stadium crowds that we do for them. Because they're just up all night. Like, they don't get tired, and that helps motivate us. Whether you're the first match or the last match, like, they treat you as if you're the match.
That's right. Well, I could talk to you all night, Travis. We barely scraped the surface with you. We really appreciate you coming on, taking the time out. But for any of the fans listening out there, how can they keep up with you? Where can they find you on Pro Wrestling Tees? Let the social media universe know.
For Pro Wrestling Tees, Instagram, and Twitter, it's The Flip Gordon. So on Pro Wrestling Tees, just put / The Flip Gordon. All my stuff will come up. On Facebook, it's Travis Flip Gordon or Travis Gordon. I have a page and a regular profile, which you can follow both. I actually just recently posted a video yesterday that I consider going viral because it has about 13,000 views already. And if you've never heard of me, definitely check out that video out and you'll see what all the hype is about.
All right. Well, Travis Flip Gordon, thank you so much. And we will see you in Bethany.
Awesome. Thank you for your time.